I don't got a lot of time. I got to cut to the chase. All right. And much to chat about. We got the braids out here and all the vibe. This one not complying with me. This motherfucker decided, I'm going to come loose while you sleeping. Be curly. But, like, yeah. Nobody fault but my own. Even with the do-rag. I got two things in this rant real fast. One, I'm going to definitely say fuck Luis Rojas and, you know, fuck Edwin Diaz too, just because, you know, just fuck Edwin Diaz just because. But fuck Luis Rojas. And I want to tell, like, I want to talk on behalf of, like, my current work experience and my manager. I got a 15-minute break. So I'm going to just start real quick with Luis Rojas. Fuck him. He could suck my whole goddamn dick. He basically fucked up the whole Mets season on a down low. And then there's going to be people like, oh, well, the team was injured. And, oh, well, there's a lot of nothing. There's a lot of nothing. He didn't use relievers in the right position. He didn't use people in the right position. Honestly, he looked like a fucking rookie coach out there. Putting guys to pinch hit in bad situations. Horrible fucking lineup structure. Brandon Nimmo, who has the highest fucking on-base percentage, should be hitting first or second. Nothing else after that. Okay, and then like hitting Lindor third when the guy doesn't fucking do shit is not helping. It doesn't help that we paid the guy $30 million, but he showed signs of life. The guy is always like attributing to the team and shit, so I'm not gonna give him that much heat. It is not easy to play in New York. All right, don't get me like you're probably hearing me saying, oh well, you're giving, you know, Lindor slack for being in New York and it's Rojas' first year too. Well, I'll tell you why I say that. Rojas has been in the Mets organization for how many fucking years? Lindor came from Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland. Not a bad team. They've had good players. They've had good coaching. And I recall back in 2017, they sent the Yankees home. Lindor sent the Yankees home on that big-ass home run he hit on Chad Green. So, you know, it is not that the dude is not clutch. It is not that the dude cannot hit. It is not that the dude is not good. He's good. Trust me. He's like, I've seen the glimpses of him when he really plays, and it comes out like you're like, holy shit, that's what I'm paying for. And adjusting to New York City and the criticism and the fans here, we different. I'm honest. Fans here in New York City are different. They will go to the game and fucking call. Yo, they will say, go fuck yourself if you're not performing. You're getting paid to perform. You got to perform. All right? That's Lindor. And that's not even a topic of this. And he wasn't even on the topic of this. And the reason why I give Lindor some leniency is the guy's 27. In a heartbeat, I would not redo that shit again. I would trade Ahmed Rosario and Jimenez again for him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Ahmed Rosario doesn't fucking walk at all. Is he a bad player? No. Guy's got speed. He got some range on the like the infield and shit like that. But is he our shortstop? No. I don't know. The trade wasn't a bad idea. It was Carlos Beltran was originally supposed to be the coach, right? So I'm gonna delve into Rojas now. Beltran was supposed to be the coach, but he got caught up in a cheating scandal with Houston. Now I understand you don't want no cheating ass nigga on your shit, and plus he eventually gonna get a fine or whatever because everybody on that fucking Houston team was getting revoked. If you remember that whole conundrum, if you do watch baseball, they cheated in the fucking World Series against the Dodgers. They were using the camera out in center to communicate with their teammates at the plate about what pitch was coming, because that camera in center sees the catcher. Now, if you're thinking the catcher just throwing these shits up as like a gang sign, nah. Basically, each finger represents something, and then he's just going to communicate where he wants the ball through his fingers. Why? So, change up, down, away. If we just threw a fastball, right? You're going to change the hitter's eye level. It's basically, you know, if you throw a ball at 95 miles per hour, and then you throw a pitch, if you throw a pitch at 95 miles per hour, and then you throw another pitch at 80 miles per hour, you're changing speed. That's a 15 mile per hour difference, so you're changing the eye level of the batter. If it doesn't really make sense here, think of it like this. If you see a ball come super fast at you, and then a guy pulls out a curveball on you, and it buckles because it's so slow and it has that big slant, you're going to be a little confused because you just saw something 20, 15 miles per hour faster than that. I ain't here to give coaching lessons and shit like that on how the fuck to throw pitches. I'm here on Luis Rojas, and you know what? These are the two main things I saw him do just absolutely horrible. Games we could win, games we can win. okay? If guys are struggling, don't put them up in the lineup. At all. Don't put them up in the lineup. These Mets hitters had some shitty hitting coaching. I don't know who is coaching them in the hitting category. Javier Baez and Peter Alonso and Brandon Nimmo look like the only dudes that could get up there and swing the fucking bat for the second half of this fucking season. Can't score a run. It's like we're back in 2015 having Eric Campbell play first base and fucking Wilmer Flores playing shortstop. I love Wilmer Flores personally, but like it was at that time where it was like we have no offense. We have guys for offense. Dominic Smith was my biggest disappointment this year. I expected more, and I didn't get shit in the offseason. If they don't move him, I would be very surprised. So I'll crack it down real short and simple. Luis Rojas, I want you, if you see this or if you happen to come by it, you're not a bad dude, but you're a shithead coach, because you put the worst relievers in the worst situations against like the people that would literally crush their pitching. Like, I don't know if you just like take the slip and say, well, I want my team to lose tonight or some shit, because like, dude, oh my fucking God. Let me ask you a quick question. There was about 2-3 weeks ago, there was like a bases loaded situation. We were up like 2 runs or a man in first and second or some shit like that, and we were not without an out yet. And you put in Jerry's Familia. If you don't know who Jerry's Familia is, okay, he was the 2015 closer for this Mets team. He got traded and shit and he came back or whatever. Now, Familia this season wasn't terrible. He had good games. You know what the problem with this motherfucker is, though? He's got nasty stuff. You got all that nasty stuff, and you gotta be able to control the shit. And that's his problem. Familia has a really, 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 really difficult time controlling his pitches. All right, he throws at substantial velocity. I'm talking mid-90s on the fastball, mid-90s on the sinker. Like, he's throwing serious cheese. And I just want to give you a quick glimpse of where I'm at. I'm like in a courtyard doing this rant and shit. And trying to grow this beard. It's coming. It'll come. Let's pray. You already know how it goes. I'm just take a quick walk and shit. I'm inside 10 hours a fucking day. I need a breath. Yeah. So, Rojas, I ask you. Okay. Do you want the Mets to win? Or like you just like toying around and this is like kind of a game? I need to know. Because then you would make lineups where you put the dude who was hitting absolutely abysmal with runners in scoring position to hit third or cleanup. You don't have a AAA lineup out there. Like, based on the lineups and shit that I've seen, we've had tough situations where people get hurt and shit like that. But there are ways to win. There's called small ball. There's called being patient at the plate. Okay? Excuse me. Major League Baseball currently is, like, very, very on this uptrend. Like, I call it an uptrend. Like, this high strikeouts and, aiming for the fucking... aiming for the second deck. That's pretty much like the approach for some guys, and it's becoming more common and shit, and I don't like it. The only way you win this game on the offensive end is you get runners in fucking scoring position and you bring them in. I don't understand why the Mets are so fucking garbage for, because they literally pay dudes how much fucking money and they still can't do it. So, first of all, like I said before, Rojas, your reliever usage is hot garbage. Aaron Loop was the one bright side of it. I don't even want to talk about Edwin Diaz. I don't think you want me to talk about Edwin Diaz. You know I hate Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz is the most inconsistent motherfucker. For a dude that constantly says that he loves New York and this, that, and the third, the son of a bitch goes out there and throws... not throws. He flings like 5-6 sliders that are nowhere close. And it's just like, at this point... We traded for him a center field prospect. Like, during the 2020 shit, I feel like, I'm going to say it again. He's another guy that struggles with the New York adjustment. He's done better this season. Yes, but, that New York adjustment is tough for people. And it's been 3 years now. And he's had games where we needed him to really buckle down. And he's come up short. And then there's other situations. And, you can't control... what's going to happen. Like, you put a pitcher out there, you can't control what's going to happen. Like, maybe that hitter is having a good fucking day. He just managed to get his pitch. All right? That shouldn't be the... it's not even like he goes out there and throws pitches down the middle and they get crushed. No. He goes out there, gets him into 3-0 counts, and then his pitches get crushed. Are you seeing the problem here? You're giving them balls because you can't locate your fucking pitches. And Rojas knows this. Okay, he knows this. And I feel like if Diaz was maybe the 8th inning guy for a certain amount of time, and you put our best reliever to be our closer, we would have maybe 10 more wins, and we would be in the wild card hunt, or still have first place maybe. Some games we've lost because motherfuckers don't hit or don't get on base. Dude, a walk is as good as a hit. Have you never heard that before? You know, I ask myself sometimes, why am I a Mets fan? All I do is break my heart. And, you know, I always find myself coming back to the same fucking conclusion. My grandfather would tell me as a kid that he came from Puerto Rico and he really took a liking to the Mets and everything. And I just had so much, you know, love and so much compassion for my OG, my grandfather. It's like I just went along with what he was, you know, what he was preaching. And that was that. But it's tough. The very least, it is tough. I don't know what half of the lineups are. I don't know what half of these pitching substitutions are, mind you. And then, like, I ask myself, if I was a fucking manager, what would I do? And, you know, how would I handle this situation? And yeah, I got like a grain of salt on fucking experience, but like, I feel like some of these shits are common sense. And this dude is just stupid or placing his faith in the wrong people. And that is all I can say about that. And there ain't nothing else to say about that. Luis Rojas, you getting fired is a good thing. The Mets need a real manager, like a manager who's willing to go outside the box. All right, a manager that sees the players he's got and says, this is the players I want. Based on budget, based on everything, Piece and move guys. People get injured, yeah, but you know, as a manager, you need to still have that knowledge on what you're going to place, who you're going to place where, and what you're going to do. I feel like Rojas really, really struggles with that. Truth. I feel like Javier Baez should play third base. Lindor should play shortstop. McNeil should play second. And then have Peter Alonso play first. I believe that is the best infield we can structure. And the reason why I say keep McNeil at second, re-sign Baez and put him at third, that left side with Lindor and Baez is unpluckable. All right, it's like ground balls are going to get over there, and you're going to have like a 95% of them going out. McNeil is a good second baseman. He is a very good second baseman. Leave him at second base. He's a good, trust me, he just had a down season. When I tell you, I know this dude could hit, I know this dude could hit. Alonso, there ain't much to say. The outfield is really in question. I like Memo. He's still got 1 year of arbitration. I would like him to play left. JD Davis, Dominic Smith, those dudes, like, they not necessarily. I would keep JD Davis because he crushes left-handed pitching. He hits a lot of like, he's a very good disciplined hitter, but he's also got knowledge on where and what are his strengths and where or where not his strengths are not at. And that is something you need in a hitter. And that's all I gotta say. Fuck Luis Rojas. If I was manager, the Mets would have 100 wins. If you don't believe me, get a Frank.